Full time, Arsenal 2, Luton Town 0. Arsenal have gone ahead to emerge as winners of their match day 30th. I think it's the 30th match of the season. Arsenal have gone ahead to win it comfortably at the Emirates. They really ran the show. They controlled the game. Everything was in their favor. And they've gone ahead to obviously get in another win in this hard season where they're obviously competing with three teams onto the trophy. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Arsenal goes back on top of the Premier League table with 68 points, 1 point ahead of Liverpool, and they return at the top of the table in a very good way. And this is what we are going to be seeing for almost the rest of the season, because Arsenal is going to be playing, you can understand, Arsenal is going to be playing, I think, before Liverpool plays. Do you know why it's going to be like that? Liverpool is really in the UEFA Europa League, and Liverpool is going to be playing on Thursday in the UEFA Europa League, and they'll be made to play on Sunday. That is it, such that they really get some good rest. Friday and Saturday, then they play on Sunday. 48 hours of rest. For Arsenal, they are in the Champions League. They play on Tuesday and Wednesday, meaning that they cannot really exceed Saturday without playing a game of football. And it's starting from now, you understand? Then, even on the weekend, Arsenal is playing Brighton on Saturday and Liverpool is playing Man United at Old Trafford on Sunday. Then, match day 30, this is going to be match day 33. Match day 33, Arsenal will be playing Aston Villa on Sunday, and when Liverpool, on Sunday, on the 14th of Sunday, Liverpool will play before Arsenal. That is Crystal Palace, and then Arsenal will come in through to play later at 18:30 hours. So the next weekend, Arsenal will play Wolverhampton Wanderers on the 20th of April, and Liverpool have to play Fulham on the 21st of April. So we wait to see how that is going to pan out, but it looks like it's not going to be an easy go for the side of Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City, because it's really going to be a tight fixture. But all in all, Arsenal are back on top of the Premier League table. But Odegaard went ahead to score the first goal in the 24th minute, and then a goal that was first given to Reece Nelson was then turned out to be an own goal for the side of Arsenal, and it went in for Hashioka, who went ahead to obviously have a little tap into the ball with his front boot in there for you to deny the lad, that is Reece Nelson, his first goal. And for Reece Nelson, he went ahead to make his first start for Arsenal in a very long period of time, and he put in a shift. But the man I want to talk about first, before I talk about the clean sheet that Arsenal has gone ahead to keep at the Emirates after a very long battle without keeping clean sheets, is Emily Smith-Rowe. I told you, if there is a player that Arsenal needed last season to obviously come in through and hit the ground running, to act as a new signing, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be Emily Smith-Rowe. You've gone ahead to see to it that Arteta has gone ahead not to give him minutes in the recent games, and he was waiting for this moment. And guess what? The moment showed up, and when the moment showed up, he came up and obviously gave him a start in this game of football. Last started when they're playing against Sheffield, and in that game he really had an assist, and today he has gone ahead to get involved in the two goals that Arsenal have gone ahead to score. When you look at the first goal, he makes a very good interception to feed in Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz obviously gets that ball to obviously get in Martin Odegaard, and Martin Odegaard went ahead to score. The second one, he runs to the byline, put in that cutback that finds Reece Nelson well placed to obviously kill off that beautiful game of football. So there is no way you don't really give him his flowers, and it's good to see it that's going to come through and we play in the midfield. I told you that rotation is really going to be made hugely at the club of Arsenal, and we saw to it that Zinchenko came in as I predicted, the predicted starting 11. Thomas Partey also came in as I predicted, but other players like Bukayo Saka never made it even to the bench because of how the manager felt like he needed to rest and see to it that he gets himself going. Though he was in the training sessions of Arsenal, but I think the manager found it not okay to come in through and obviously play him into this fixture because of the physicality of these players of of Luton Town, and he needed him more in the game of Brighton, where Brighton's physicality is really not as much as that of Luton Town. And remember, next week they are also hosting Bayern Munich in the Champions League, meaning that they have a huge goal in between them and Bayern Munich, and a lot is really going to happen in the mix. So Arteta is now a happy man. His players have gone ahead to be rested. He has rested Jakub Kivio. He has rested Declan Rice, though later Declan Rice came on through and really played some minutes. He has rested Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, meaning that he's really getting ready for those upcoming games. Those upcoming games are really huge, and this rest was needed by the players of Arsenal, because if you really know exactly what the fixtures of Arsenal are going to be in the next 3 to 4 weeks, you really need to see to it that you have a fully fit squad. Leave alone Brighton, I don't really count it, but it starts next Tuesday against Bayern Munich. They have to play Aston Villa. They have to play away at Bayern Munich. Then they play away at Wolverhampton Wanderers. If at all you know Wolves and how hard they make it at their home, you can as well come and resonate with me on that. They have to play Chelsea. They have to play Tottenham Hotspur. They're having 6 tough fixtures, and they need to really win all of them if at all they are to keep themselves in the title race and obviously go to the semi-finals of the Champions League. So Arsenal, after that, they've gone ahead to keep a clean sheet, and now David Raya has 11 clean sheets. So this guy is really having a fantastic season, and it looks like no one is going to stop him from obviously winning a Golden Glove. I see Arsenal with that central defense partnership of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes keeping more 5 clean sheets. And Arsenal have gone ahead to make it a habit that they are now keeping clean sheets at the Emirates. And if at all I might ask you, when was the last time Arsenal kept a clean sheet at the Emirates? I think they were playing which side? Was it Sheffield? What was the side Arsenal was playing when he last went ahead to keep a clean sheet? Let me look at their fixtures, because all I remember, the last game they played was Brentford 2-1, Newcastle 4-1, right? Newcastle, it was 4-1, right? Let me try to get in more other fixtures at Emirates. Liverpool, it was 3-1. Crystal Palace. So Arsenal last kept a clean sheet at the Emirates on the 5th of it was the 20th of January. That's when Arsenal last kept a clean sheet there. So I've already told you that it's really funny how Arsenal goes ahead to obviously concede very many goals at the Emirates and not really concede any when they're playing away from home. Away from home, Arsenal have gone ahead to keep clean sheets, and in their last 4 games they've gone ahead to play at home, they haven't gone ahead to concede. Against Man City, against Sheffield, against Burnley, against West Ham, they've not gone ahead to concede. But when you look at their last 4 games they went ahead to play at Emirates, they've been conceding goals there for you. So it's really hard to really explain why it happens like that, but you leave it to the manager as to why he's really playing it like that. But a clean sheet for Arsenal is really great. And those clean sheets they've gone ahead to collect together are really made by title winning teams. I come to support a team known as Man United, and Sir Alex Ferguson, by the time he left, he taught us that clean sheets win trophies and goals win matches. Now, the moment you keep a clean sheet and you are a high goal scoring side, you know that you will really win that game. However much it's really intense, you will get that 1 or 2 chances to kill off the game. But when you concede, that leaves you in deficit to obviously come up and clear that deficit. After clearing that deficit, then you have to come up and really score the winner. But if you keep clean sheets, you might win the trophy and win those games because you know that you are hard to break. You remember when Jose Mourinho came in here in the Premier League, there is a time he went 15 games without really conceding goals, and was almost scoring 1 goal on average in all those games. And even the Premier League reached an extent to obviously put there a pledge that the first player to score Petr Cech at Chelsea was going to be given, was it even £100,000? So that's how hard it was for Chelsea to concede goals, and they went ahead to win trophies. And by the way, that is the secret behind winning trophies. You need to be keeping clean sheets, and I think Arsenal have gone ahead to get into the have gone ahead to get into full steam at the right time. I've also gone ahead to see Ian Wright speaking at the end of the game when Arsenal have gone ahead to beat Luton Town by 2-0, insinuating that last season when Arsenal reached these levels, they really imploded. They capitulated and they found themselves in a position of really not winning games. I remember, with 9 games to go, Arsenal had ahead to lose very many games. Nottingham Forest, Brighton, Man City, drawing Southampton, drawing with West Ham, uncalled for results came in through. But this time round, Arsenal is focused to an extent that the manager went ahead to make a rotation. He made a rotation, and guess what happened? Reece Nelson came in, right? Reece Nelson came in and started in that game of Arsenal when they're playing against Luton Town. Trossard started, Partey started, Emily Smith-Rowe started, and Zinchenko started. So, talk of Zinchenko, talk of Partey, Emily Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, and Trossard. 5 players that never started in the game of football that saw Arsenal do with Man City. Have gone ahead to coming through, and that is what they call a team that is ready to obviously take on the trophy. Whichever player you bring on, he really lives up to the expectations and puts in the required shift that keeps your team up and running and winning. So that is the excitement that is all over Arsenal fans all over the world, because you can't come out and really not really hail Mikel Arteta for this, because I knew to it that he was going to make changes, but there are some changes I was going to have to make that have been so brave for me, and I've gone ahead to ask myself, has Arteta gone ahead to make this? And I'm sorry for not making the match day live because I was asleep, but I would have gone ahead to express my shock in the match day live, because I would have gone ahead to think that Zinchenko, Partey, Tomiyasu were going to start, and Jesus. But he came up and did the needful and brought in Reece Nelson to start also. So that shows you how good the manager is and trying to find out an option for another player who can play on the right attacking side of the midfield. And it might act well for Reece Nelson in the remaining games of the season, that he might really establish himself as another right forward that Arsenal have gone ahead to get, that can come out and really kill off games. That is it. Because we've always urged Arsenal sorry about that. We've always urged Arsenal to come up and obviously get in players at that wavelength that can obviously come in through and really assist Bukayo Saka. Now, as Saka's been away, Reece Nelson has gone ahead to come in through, rise up to the occasion, and put in a very huge shift. And talking about Reece Nelson, there is something that you really need to know about the lad and the start has gone ahead to make today, because it is really historical in his making. He had not even went ahead to start a game for Arsenal in a very long period of time, and we come to be told by Reece Nelson that, this is Opta Joe. They've told us that Reece Nelson is making his first Premier League start since July in 2020 against Liverpool. 1,358 days. That is 3 years and 263 days ago. Only Matthew Flamini took 5 years, 162 days, and Sol Campbell 3 years, 296 days have ever had longer gaps between starts for Arsenal in the competition. That is Reece Nelson, and it comes in through at a very perfect time for him to obviously enjoy himself. And I think it would have been better if at all that goal was given to his name, but unluckily the goal was not given to his name. It has gone ahead to come out to be given out to another person, and it has been put in there as an own goal. Martin Odegaard is trying to stretch to find it out that he really scores very many goals this season, and Opta have told us something important. For everyone who doesn't really value the goals of Martin Odegaard, this is what you need to know, that each of Martin Odegaard's last 3 Premier League goals have put Arsenal one up against one of this season's promoted sides, also versus Burnley in February and Sheffield in March, with Arsenal going to win the previous 2 5-0 to 6-0 respectively, and is the instigator. That is the guy. That is Martin Odegaard for you. He is the best. I tell you, he's the best player. He's the best central attacking midfielder in the Premier League. Like him, hate him, he is. I tell you, like him, hate him, he is. He is the best central attacking midfielder in the Premier League. You might not want to hear it out, but I tell you this very loudly that he's the best. And right now, he has gone ahead, obviously, take his tally of scoring to another level. And I tell you, in the remaining games, he might really burst and explode to obviously send a message to his competitors that I'm the best in the business. 7 goals in the Premier League and 6 assists. That means he's left with 8 goals to clinch his total score in the Premier League. Last season, Odegaard went ahead to score 15 goals in the Premier League, and I tell you, in the remaining games, they are 8 in nature. He can come out through and obviously score. And the beauty of him is that every time he starts scoring, you know to it that he can take close to 5 games scoring, and you never know how many he's going to put up next for the club of Arsenal. But when you look in other competitions, he has gone ahead to score 1 goal in the Carabao Cup, taking that to 8. And in the Champions League, he has 2 goals, meaning that he has now 10 goals in the season. That is Martin Odegaard for you. Can he make it 20? That will be something good for the club of Arsenal, because the more you have players that have gone ahead, obviously, get to 20 goals a season, that will act better for you. Before I go into the stats of the game, 5 fingers out to Kai Havertz. Again, recording an assist today. You know, for the first goal, it's Kai Havertz that releases Odegaard, and Odegaard went ahead to obviously give it a very clean hit, you know, into the back of the net, and it was really a very beautiful finish by Martin Odegaard. But Kai Havertz, talk about the name, never forget it. Right now, he's the most informed player at Arsenal. Like him or not, Kai Havertz is the guy. That's why it's that even Gabriel Jesus is not starting in these games, and shows you how the manager is contented with playing Kai Havertz as a number 9. And in so doing, this is what might happen in the summer transfer window. Arsenal might say, we're not going to get in a centre forward, we are only going to strengthen our midfield, such that we consider Kai Havertz as a centre forward. That is also possible. It's one of the narratives that you might look at, but Arsenal is so much linked to Gyökeres into the mix. So let's go to the stats, because if I start talking, I can even talk for an hour, right? But let me try to cut this short. Arsenal had 13 shots, Luton Town had 5, Arsenal had 4 shots on target, and Luton Town had 1. 59% ball possession by Arsenal, and Luton Town had 41%. 614 passes completed by Arsenal, 424 passes completed by Luton Town. Then 88% passing accuracy by Arsenal. Then Luton Town had 82% passing accuracy. 12 fouls committed by Arsenal, 8 fouls committed by Luton Town, 1 yellow card to Arsenal and 1 yellow card to Luton Town. No red cards was issued to either sides that played this game of football at Emirates, that ended 2-0 in favour of Arsenal. 1 offside to both sides, 3 corners to Arsenal and 1 corner to the side of Luton Town. And this is what Arsenal fans are really hugely waiting in for, to watch with their eyes. Now, Arsenal, 30 games played, they're having 21 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses, 72 goals scored. They've gone ahead to concede 24, and they now have 48 goal difference with 68 points, seated at the top of the Premier League table. Liverpool, with a game in hand, 29 games played, 20 wins, 7 draws, 2 losses, 67 goals scored, 27 goals conceded. They're having a goal difference of 40 at 67 points. Man City comes in through. They've gone ahead to win their game against Aston Villa. I don't think that Aston Villa will come back. They've gone ahead to win it by 4-1 so far, with close to 13 minutes to be played, and they've gone ahead, obviously, have 30 games, 20 wins, 7 draws, 3 losses, 65 goals scored, 29 goals conceded, 36 goals left as the goal difference, 67 points, tied with Liverpool, but Liverpool has gone ahead to score more goals than them. Then there is Aston Villa, 31 games played, they're having 59 points. Tottenham Hotspur, 30 games played, 57 points. And Man United, 29 games played, and they've gone ahead to have 48 points. This is where Man United has to go tomorrow and really fight hard for the badge and really knock out the side of Chelsea. If they get 3 points, they'll be at 51 points. They will be at 51 points, and they'll be even be looking at the side of Aston Villa because they have a game in hand. They win that game in hand, they go to 54 points, meaning that they'll be just 5 points behind Aston Villa. Aston Villa has to play Arsenal, Liverpool, and very many other teams in that ilk. So guys, that's what I had for you. I don't know whether there is something else I'm not going to hate to hint on. I've tried to obviously summarize all of what I had to say in 20 minutes. If it was a live stream, it would have gone, I hate to go forever. But I tried to record this video. I'm returning with the live stream of Man City game reaction, and Brighton is also done. I'm going to come up and tell you how they've gone ahead to play. And Arsenal fans, you should clean your ears because you need to know what exactly is happening at Brighton, because it's a team that you people want to face, or gonna face next or on the weekend away at the next stadium. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Ramadan Kareem. I've been whispered to that Eid is next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. That is it. I'm out. Bye-bye.